Welcome to Fort Lee Bridgman Basketball Senior Night. Before we begin our senior night, the Fort Lee Athletics Department would like to congratulate the Ramsey seniors. Good luck in your future. Tonight, we will honor 4 seniors who have made an impact on our program, and we are forever grateful to them for their commitment. Our first senior is number 12, Noah Garrett. Noah is being escorted by his mom and dad, Cindy and David Garrett. Noah's most memorable moment is hitting a half-court shot and a buzzer beater versus Westwood. After high school, Noah intends to pursue a career as an entrepreneur with the goal of owning his own business. The next senior is number 1, June Best. June is being escorted by his mom and dad, Takako and John Best. June's favorite moment as a Bridgman basketball player was 13 days ago when the Bridgman defeated their rivals Cliffside Park on their home court. After high school, June plans to attend a 4-year college and play football. Our third senior is a 2-year letterman and 2-year starter for the Bridgman. Number 13, Isaiah Valdez. He is escorted by his mom, Joanne Michelle, and his dad, Isaac Valdez. Isaiah's most memorable moment in Bridgman also came 13 days ago when he made 2 free throws to put away rival Cliffside Park in their game. After high school, Isaiah hopes to pursue a career in business and become an entrepreneur. And our fourth and last senior is a 4-year letterman, number 10, Devin Jang. Devin is escorted by mom and dad, Bill Soon and son Kyo Jang, and his brother, Danny Jang. Devin's most memorable moment came his sophomore year as he hit a buzzer beater at Richfield Park. For him, for the locker room celebration is something he will never forget. Devin plans to attend college after high school and study to become a physical therapist. Fans, please let's give a round of applause for this year's senior class and families. Good evening and welcome to Fort Lee for tonight's matchup between the visiting Ramsey Rams and your Fort Lee Bridgman. Now for tonight's starting lineups, first for the visiting Rams. Number 0, Maddie Stone. Number 2, Anthony Irvin. Number 3, Max Nierenberg. Number 5, Ollie Hosteen. And number 42, Michael Burns. Head coach, Mark Christensen. And now the starting lineup for your Fort Lee Bridgman. Number 1, June Best. Number 4, Guy Vickers. Number 10, Devin Jang. Number 12, Noah Garrett. And number 13, Isaiah Valdez. Assistant coach, Tanya Jandu. Head coach, Adam Schrager. At this time, we ask that you please rise and remove your hats as we honor America with the playing of our national anthem. Thank you. Let's play ball.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome inside East Gymnasium for the final time in this 2023-24 season. In this regular season home finale, what a matchup in store for us here tonight as the Ramsey Rams, 17-6 on the season, have come calling to take on the Fort Lee Bridgman, 10-13 on the year. Hello, everybody. I'm Dan Long, joined alongside by Dimitri Nanis. So glad that you could join us here for another edition of Fort Lee Bridgman boys basketball action. And the Bridgmen know that this will not be their final game of the season, as Fort Lee, with a heroic finish to their regular season, have guaranteed themselves a playoff game. They will be playing in the North 2 Group 3 playoffs as the number 14 seed in their bracket against Colonia, the number 3 seed. Ramsey, on the other hand, is the number 1 seed in North 1 Group 2. So a matchup of two state playoff teams here to close out the regular season in style. Ramsey in the road white, Fort Lee in the home black and orange. And Vickers will win the tip here on Fort Lee Senior Night. Isaiah Valdez, Noah Carib, Devin Jang, and June Best, the 4 seniors who were just honored in a ceremony prior to the start of tip-off. Best getting double team, gets it to Vickers around the horn. Finding Jang, pulls up for a jumper on the baseline, rimmed in and out. Best with the offensive rebound. Worked around the perimeter, here's Valdez as he'll pull it out. Fort Lee comes in having won 5 straight games on the season to pull to 10-13 on the year. Again, that got them qualified as they were on the outside looking in for the majority of the season when it came to playoff points. They got enough there. Another miss and another rebound. It's going to ricochet off of Ramsey last out of bounds. Mark Christensen is the head coach for Ramsey. And Adam Schrager in his 6th season here at the helm of Fort Lee, leading the Bridgmen to yet another appearance in the state postseason. Jang will work it around to Valdez. Long sustained opening possession of the night. 2 missed shots on this opening possession for Fort Lee. They get it inside to Vickers. Vickers tries to muscle his way forward, no good. Pinballs around, and Bernius will retrieve the loose ball carom. This is a Ramsey team that is methodical. They average less than 50 points per game, but they just play outstanding defense, allowing just over 40 points per game. As you saw, 3 different opportunities went by the wayside for Fort Lee in that opening offensive possession. Ali Hockstein, number 5, is the leading 3-point specialist, and that's going to be a push foul against June Best. Best will pick up the foul, his first, team's first. 6:32 left to go in the first quarter. Still scoreless between Fort Lee and Ramsey. These two sides met a season ago to the day in Ramsey. Ramsey came away with a 7-point win, 50-43, and there's a 3-ball knocked in by Matty Stone. Stone gets the first points of the night for either team as he knocks in the triple. 3-0 lead for Ramsey. Best outlets it around to Devin Jang. Jang with a no-look pass into the corner. Valdez. Valdez tries to go with the reverse layup. Hard foul underneath. Will be a foul, though, called against Ramsey, which will send Isaiah to the line to shoot 2 on his senior night. And again, a little slow as he's flexing his right arm as you heard that collision with the hardwood. That foul will go against Anthony Irving, his first. Ramsey's first as a team. Valdez misfires in the first foul shot attempts that he has here tonight. Isaiah coming off a 6.3 rebound performance of the win against Ridgefield. Over the weekend, Ridgefield took on the Bridgmen and lost 49-34. Valdez goes 1 of 2 at the line. Gets Fort Lee on the board. The senior with a point here on senior night. 3-1 margin now for Ramsey. Just over 2 minutes gone by. Ramsey breaking the pressure. Irving keeps it. Now gives it to his teammate, but missed on the initial layup attempt to the near side. That was Max Nirenberg. Had the complete lane right to the rim, but overshot the rim in that time. Nirenberg, a senior. Jang will get it up top to Valdez. Coming into this one, you kind of thought that this had the makings of a low-scoring affair. Here's Valdez after the shake and bake, which was an anchor breaker. Now, no good on that shot attempt, and is it going to be Vickers over the back? 5:16 left to go in the first. It will be a foul against Guy Vickers. His first, team second for Fort Lee. As the Bridgmen now try to administer the full court pressure. Ramsey able to break it. Stone was open briefly in the corner for a three. Dropped down to Irving. Irving blocked at the rim from behind by Vickers. Trying to save it before it went out of bounds, but it was a little too late. Possession will stay here with Ramsey. Ramsey comes into East Gymnasium following a 63-40 win over Old Tappan on February 10th. Stone playing hot potato. Hochstein. Hochstein now getting it over to the near side. Underneath Bernius. Good ball movement. Leads the open look. Another three-point attempt. No good this time by Ramsey. Quick outlet down the floor by Vickers. Was a little behind. But here's a long-range three from Devin Jang. No good. Devin Jang is at 899 career points. Floater attempt, no good, but the follow-up is good by Michael Bernius. Bernius' first 2 points of the night. 10.7 points per game on the season. He's the second leading scorer for Ramsey this season. The senior big man inside has staked Ramsey out to a 5-1 advantage. Garib with the floater. Noah Garib, the senior guard, getting the start here on senior night. Scores a quick 2 points. Pulls Fort Lee back to within a bucket, 5-3. Vickers, good hustle play there. And he's going to be called out of bounds on the baseline. As Coach Schrager trying to protest and say that maybe Guy Vickers was pushed as he was falling his way out of bounds. So possession will stay with Ramsey here on this end of the floor. Past the midway point of a low-scoring first quarter. Only 8 combined points so far between these two teams. Again, Ramsey, the defending sectional champs of North 1 Group 2. They are the #1 overall seed in a tournament that was just seeded yesterday. Long-range three again by Stone, no good. Good box out underneath by Vickers. Vickers averages 9.5 rebounds per game this season for Fort Lee. Garib for three in the corner. No good after that transition. Bernius will pull down the rebound. Loose ball tie-up, and possession arrow will stay with Ramsey. 3:18 left to go here in the first. Vickers has to be careful. He's playing with 1 foul here in the first quarter. He's been active in the early goings. 3:15 left to go in the first quarter. Hochstein getting it all the way down. Bernius eventually finishes it off inside for the easy layup. Bernius has 4 of Ramsey's 7. 7-3 lead for the visitors. That time, an extra step taken by Valdez. That'll lead to the turnover with 2:58 left to go in the first quarter. Fort Lee with only 1 made field goal so far in this game. That was the floater layup by Noah Garib. Worked around into the corner for Aiden Sweeney, who's coming to the game off the Ramsey bench. Max Nirenberg now dumped down low. Here's Bernius, reverse layup. Met at the rim by Vickers. The follow-up attempt by Ramsey also no good. And Vickers soars in for the loose ball rebound. Vickers with his 29th block of the season. Leads Fort Lee in that category. Bridgman looking for some offense. Easier said than done against one of the better defensive teams in all of Bergen County. Jang dumping it down low to Vickers. Curled around inside and lays it in. Guy Vickers with his first 2 points of the evening. Once again has Fort Lee back within 2 with under 2 left to go in the first quarter. 7-5 advantage for the Rams. Hochstein getting it down low to Bernius. Bernius trying to contort the body, but once again Vickers was waiting for him. Blocked the shot. But a steal by Ramsey eventually leads the 2-hand flush by Bernius. Bad pass there by Fort Lee. Vickers had done all the the diligent work to block the shot against Bernius, but then he just had an outlet pass that was picked off, and the Rams took full advantage. 9-5 lead for Ramsey. 1:20 left to go in the first quarter. June Best off the dribble, left it behind. Vickers inside, though, cleans up. Vickers with 4 in a row here for Fort Lee. 9-7 lead for the Rams. And Hochstein moved his pivot foot. That's going to be a travel right in front of Coach Christensen and the Ramsey sideline. Turnover will give possession back over to Fort Lee with 63 seconds left to go here in the first quarter of play. Dan Long, Dimitri Nanis, so glad that he could join us for our final broadcast of the winter sports season here from inside East Gymnasium. It has been an honor and a pleasure to once again be on the call this entire season long for Fort Lee boys and girls basketball as well as wrestling coverage here on the Fort Lee Athletics YouTube channel. Vickers inside, nice spin move, up and under, but just couldn't finish it. Offensive rebound by Jacob Greenberger's coming on the floor along with his brother Max. 2 normal starters on the floor now here. All 4 seniors got a start here tonight. Finger roll attempt by Jang is no good. Swatted out of bounds, last touch off of Ramsey. Possession will stay with Fort Lee. 28.2 seconds left to go in the first quarter. Richmond have never led in this game. Have a chance if they can knock down a triple. Nice feed inside to Valdez. Went right into the chest of the defender, so no call. Vickers, though, got the offensive rebound, got fouled on his way up. So Guy Vickers will head to the charity stripe with 23.4 seconds left to go. A chance to potentially tie this game up for Fort Lee. That foul went against Max Nirenberg, his first, team second. First foul shot is good for Vickers. He's up to 5 points here in the first quarter. Vickers had another double-double last time out against Ridgefield. 10 points, 11 rebounds. He's got 10 double-doubles on the season, including the last 4 consecutive games. He's upped his game near the end of this season for Fort Lee. 9-9 your score. There's a turnover. Here's Guy Vickers in the open floor. Passes into the corner. Devin Jang thought about the 3, pulls up instead, and knocks it down on senior night. Devin Jang's first 3 points of the evening give him 902 career points, and Fort Lee will take a 12-9 lead over 17-6 Ramsey after the first 8 minutes of play. A great way to finish that quarter in style for the Bridgemen with that 3 ball by Devin Jang. We'd like to thank our proud sponsors here at Fort Lee Bridgeman Athletics, the law offices of Deborah L. Pico, LLC, Sedona Tap House, the finest construction, the law offices of Mark J. Sokolich, and Fort Lee SC. Stick around as we'll be back for the start of the second quarter of play as you're watching Fort Lee boys basketball here on the Fort Lee Athletics YouTube channel. Guy Vickers leading the way for Fort Lee in the first 8 minutes with 6 points in that first quarter of play. Michael Burney has chipped in 6 points as well for Ramsey. Yet it's Fort Lee on top by 3, 12-9, courtesy of Devin Jang's late three-pointer in that quarter. Jang now over 900 career points in his tenure here at Fort Lee. Jang looking for more, splits the defense, kicks out into the corner. It's going to be an offensive foul whistled against Jang and Fort Lee. A little out of control as Devin Jang was caught in no man's land up in the air. Good help defense there by Ramsey of drawing the charge. For Devin, that is his first personal foul. Team's first to start off this second quarter. I'm Dan Long, joined along by Dimitri Nanis producing and also handling the camera work here tonight. Bernius tried to clean up inside, had a putback, but missed on the lay-in. Jang looks for the outlet, gets it to Vickers. Vickers trying to box down low against Bernius. Good position, but he missed on the turnaround shot. And if that's the foul against Vickers, that is his second personal foul with 7:09 left to go in the first half. And it is just that. The one thing that guy had to avoid was foul trouble. And now we'll see what Coach Schrager does. He keeps him in this game, but again, his big man's got to play with 2 personal fouls. Almost all of the second quarter is still remaining. We'll see if Bernius tries to really attack at Vickers now in this game. Turnaround elbow jumper, no good that time by Aiden Sweeney. Rebounded by Fort Lee as Max Greenberg brings it down the other way. He's coming off a season-high 13 points in the win against Ridgefield. Jang switching the dribble to the right hand, hands it off to Greenberg. Max looking for the outlet, goes back door to Valdez on the baseline. Valdez lost the handle and then lost possession as it was intercepted by Nirenberg. Ramsey will take full advantage and lay it in transition thanks to Matty Stone. Stone with 5 points for Ramsey, and the Rams are back within 1, 12-11. First basket of the second quarter for either team. Jacob Greenberg now in the near side corner. Picks up his dribble, looking for the outlet, gets it to Jang. Nirenberg watching him as Devin has that three-point shot in his arsenal. Giving it off to Vickers, pull-up jumper on the baseline, too strong. Nirenberg sails in for the rebound. As a collision ensues behind the play, here's Nirenberg pushing the pace. Sweeney kicking out, transition 3, the trailer is Stone. Stone knocks in his second 3 of the game. He's got now 8 points in the first half and a timeout taken with 5:43 left to go in the first half of play as Ramsey has retaken the lead, this time at a 2-point margin, 14-12. So Ramsey has gone on a run here after trailing 12-9 after the first quarter. 5-0 spurt in the last couple of moments, courtesy of Matty Stone. He's now got a game-high 8 points for Ramsey. 14-12 advantage. Fort Lee trying to answer with a Greenberg 3, no good. Instead, it's Vickers once again crashing the offensive glass inside. He got fouled with trying that putback. And Guy Vickers has been very active here in the first half. We'll head back to the charity stripe where he's 2 for 2 in this game. Vickers had a season-high 25 points in a loss against Paramus earlier this season. He's been great since coming here to Fort Lee to start off his junior season. Vickers goes 1 of 2 in that trip at the line. He's 3 for 4 at the foul line here in the first half. He's got a game-high 7 for Fort Lee. Bridgman extend their full-court pressure, down by 1, 14-13. Bernius on the baseline. Blocked off there by Jacob Greenberg. Worked around the perimeter. Owen Farley has come out on the floor right now for Ramsey. Here's Stone looking for his third 3. Farley crashing the offensive boards. Best was trying to get to it, and a timeout is going to be called on the floor by Christensen. Possession for Ramsey with 5:02 left to go in the second quarter. Again, fans, Fort Lee successfully qualified for the North 2 Group 3 sectional playoffs. Cranford has earned the number 1 top seed in that bracket. They'll be taking on Ferris, the number 16 seed. In the 8-9 matchup, Chatham is the 8, Randolph the 9, Payne Tech the 5 seed. They'll be taking on Warren Hills, the number 12. And in the other part of the top of the bracket, number 4 Milburn will be hosting number 13 Summit. On the bottom side of the bracket, that's where Fort Lee will reside. They will travel to number 3 seed Colonia for their first round game on February 22nd. The other games in that lower portion of the bracket, number 6 Mendham will host number 11 Orange. Cliffside Park, number 7, will host Westmore Central in the first round. And number 2 seed South Plainfield will host Governor Livingston. 3 minutes into the start of the second quarter, Nirenberg pulls up from 18, no good. Good rebound, though, by Max Greenberg. Greenberg looking to push the base. Beautiful find inside to June Best, lurking on the baseline. Greenberg with a rebound and the assist and the finish by June Best. Best, the senior, getting his first 2 points on senior night. Fort Lee back in front, this time by 1, 15-14. Bernius working around. Hochstein getting it back. He's the three-point specialist for this Ramsey team. And Bernius had that one go right through the legs and out of bounds for a turnover. Possession goes back over to Fort Lee. 4:22 left to go here in the second quarter. Greenberg handing it off to Best. Best with the right-hand dribble. Worked it around to Jacob Greenberg. Foul line extension. Trying to go, give and go was Vickers back to Jacob Greenberg. It was a good idea to cut off ball, but pass just wasn't there in connection with Jacob as he was making his way to the rim. At the midway portion of the second quarter, 4 minutes left to go before halftime. 15-14 Fort Lee. Richmond 7-7 this season here at home inside East Gymnasium. This will be the final home game of the season, and muscling his way up for his first basket is Anthony Irving. Fort Lee has taken care of the action at home in their last couple of contests, coming in on a 3-game win streak in a row here at East Gymnasium since their last loss came against Dumont on January 23rd. Shot by Vickers is no good. Rebounded by Hochstein. Hochstein was trying to feed his teammate who wasn't awaiting that pass, and it's going to be a foul whistled on the floor against Hochstein. That negated what looked like was going to be a breakout and a 2-on-1 potentially for Fort Lee. For Hochstein, that'll be his first foul, team's second of the second quarter. As Max and Jacob Greenberg will take a seat. We'll get back to the original starting lineup of the 4 seniors and Guy Vickers on the floor. Best, Jang, Garib, and Valdez along with Vickers. Devin Jang, tough turnaround jump shot. That got blocked. Deflected a piece there by Ramsey. Here's an open 3 ball. That shot well off the mark by Irving. Saved though in play by Bernius. Irving inside the lane, trying to find an outlet, found Stone. Stone off the dribble. Good recovery defense on this possession by Fort Lee. 2:40 left to go in the second. 16-15 lead for Ramsey. Ball barely touching the floor here for the Rams. Good, unselfish possession on offense. Stone touch pass inside to Bernius. Bernius not strong enough to go up with it. Missed on his first attempt, and then the ensuing foul, and it's going to be a foul against Devin Jang. That's big because if that were a foul charge against Guy Vickers, that would have been his 3rd personal. Said Jang is going to get called for his second. So both Devin and Guy with 2 fouls apiece, the 2 leading scorers for Fort Lee. And that'll send Michael Bernius to the foul line looking for his first points of the second quarter. And he'll still be looking as he misfires in the first foul shot attempt. Bernie is coming off a 19-point performance along with 8 rebounds and 3 blocks in the win against Old Tapan. Bernius goes 1 of 2 at the line. He's got 7 for Ramsey, who extend their lead back to 2, 17-15. Closing in on the final 2 minutes of the first half. Valdez up top to Jang. Devin only 3 points in this game. That was a late 3 to end the first quarter. Valdez, a scoop shot underneath, no good. Vickers, though, another offensive rebound and the lay-in. Vickers up to a game-high 9 now for Fort Lee. He's been fantastic here in the first half. Valdez with the trail play, deflected that one off of him last, out of bounds. Possession will stay with Ramsey, 1:47 left to go in the second quarter. 17-17, a good effort here by Coach Schrager's boys in this regular season home finale. They will hit the road to take on Colonia in their next game on the 22nd. Stone still with it. Ramsey has one final game in their regular season as Hochstein takes the three and makes the three. Knocks down the triple, his first 3 points of the game, a team-leading 35th main three of the season for Hochstein. Ramsey will travel to Ramapo in their next game on February 16th. Muscled right to the rim. Great job of that post move by Vickers. He's in double figures with 11. A steal by Jang. Jang gives it to Garab for three. Short on the three. Vickers another offensive rebound. Goes right to the rim, missing. Valdez tries to save it. Goes out of bounds, and they'll say keep it here with Fort Lee. 48.9 seconds left to go. Up top to Devin Jang, open for the slimmest of moments, and that's all he needs. Jang with his second made three of the half. He's got 6. 22-20, Fort Lee back in front near the end of the second quarter. Valdez will tip it out of bounds. 33.8 seconds left to go. Jang and Vickers combining here for 17 of Fort Lee's 22 points. They also have to both be careful. They're playing with 2 fouls apiece. You don't want to pick up a cheap foul here just before halftime. Ramsey looks like they're going to be holding for one final shot of the half. Rams are down by 2. They trailed by 3 after 1. Stone getting it back up top to Nirenberg. Nirenberg getting it to Hochstein, and now a reach-in foul whistled against Fort Lee. Hold call will go against Isaiah Valdez. For Valdez, that's only his first, team's 4th, so Fort Lee with no more fouls to give. That's a smart decision on Coach Schrager's part to get Guy Vickers off the floor to preserve the big man from possibly picking up his 3rd personal foul, and he'll do the exact same thing here in subbing off Devin Jang. So Best has come back onto the floor, and Vincent Garitano has also come on. Hochstein for 3. Nearly banked it in. Nirenberg tries to push it up with one hand. That's no good. And Fort Lee will take a 22-20 lead with them into the halftime locker room over Ramsey. 17-6 on the season. Fort Lee playing some high-level basketball here through the first 16 minutes of action. Stick around, fans, as we'll be back for the start of the second half of play as you're watching Fort Lee boys basketball here on the Fort Lee Athletics YouTube channel. Welcome back, everybody, inside East Gymnasium as we're moments away from the resumption of play in the start of the second half. Fort Lee on top of Ramsey by a score of 22-20 here on Fort Lee Senior Night. Let's take a look at the stats from the first half of play. Leading scorer for Ramsey is senior guard Matty Stone. He had 8. Included in that were a pair of threes that he knocked down. Michael Bernius, the senior big man, chipped in 7 points as well as the second leading scorer for Ramsey. Fort Lee is led by Guy Vickers' game-high 11 points. He was dominant in that first half of play, both on offense and also defensively. A pair of blocks as well as doing a great job of cleaning up on the defensive and offensive glass. He's approaching another double-double, which would be his 5th in a row this season. Devin Jang on his senior night has chipped in a pair of threes that accounts for his 6 points. Ramsey has knocked in 3 threes in that first half of play. They only got to the foul line for 2 foul shots where they were 1 of 2. Fort Lee knocked down 2 triples, but did a good job of converting at the foul line where they went 4 of 6. Fort Lee led 12-9 after 1. They lead 22-20 after 2 as we're about to get underway for the start of the second half. Dan Long, Dimitri Nanis, one final time this winter. Thanks so much for joining us here for Fort Lee basketball. Both these two teams will be continuing their season in the postseason. Ramsey will try to repeat as sectional champs in North 1 Group 2, while Fort Lee will try to pull some upsets in North 2 Group 3. A good start there to the second half by Ramsey, getting it to the foul line, and Michael Bernius banks in the jump shot. He's got 9. And this game is tied at 22. Devin Jang looking for an opening around to Vickers, now into the hands of Best. Right-hand dribble, back up top to Jang. Now lets it over to Valdez, who was held to only 1 point in that first half. There's Vickers trying to go top side. Reversing underneath. Good footwork there inside without traveling. Vickers with a jump stop there was able to get to the rim and just floated over. Vickers now with a game-high 13. Vickers gambled on that opportunity. Led to the off-balance shot attempt by Stone, who fouls his own miss with a rebound. Hochstein getting it over. Good game of catch. Bernius turnaround shot, and he's off to a hot start to start off this second half. He's got 4 quick points. Nice mid-range jump shot game there for Bernius. He banked in his first attempt to start off the third quarter, and that time a nice silky smooth finish. Bernius up to 11. Jang with a jab step, now to Valdez in the corner. Trying to get it back up top to Jang, who saves it from being a backcourt violation and a turnover. June Best, 2 points on senior night. Trying to shake past his defender. Had that one deflect out of bounds. Last touch off of Ramsey. Inbound upcoming here for Fort Lee with 6:17 left to go in the third. In the course of their 5-game win streak, the Bridgemen have pulled off road upsets against some of their division rivals, including arch-rival Cliffside Park. They also knocked off Dwight Morrow, rallied from a 13-point deficit here at home in a game that we broadcast against Pompton Lakes, all helping to craft another appearance in the state tournament. Bernius and Ramsey trying to snap that Fort Lee 5-game win streak in this regular season finale for the Bridgemen. Bernius into the corner. Hochstein for 3. Got it! Hochstein's second made 3 of the game. Again, he's the team leader on the season now with 36 triples to his name. Ramsey back in front, this time at 27-24 margin. Top of the key. June Best off balance, too strong. Quick outlet the other way for Ramsey as the Rams trying to break out. Hochstein dumping it down low to Bernius. Reverse layup no good. Fort Lee might have gotten away with hitting the backboard as well in the process. Ramsey bench thought it should have been a goaltend. There's June Best cutting across the lane, mid-range jumper, tries to bank it in. It rolled in and out. Was halfway down and had a little too much English on that shot attempt. Still remains a three-point advantage for Ramsey. Hochstein working it around. Here's Bernius inside the middle of the lane. Now out top to Stone. Ramsey, good ball movement against the zone look, and once again, Bernius really showing off the great shooting touch. He's got 6 of his 13 here in the third quarter. Ramsey with now a 5-point advantage at 29-24. They've found a way to solve this Fort Lee zone. Just get it to their big man who's been filling it up. Now a timeout's going to be taken by Coach Adam Schrager as his offense has come to a crawl here to start off this second half. Only 2 points on the board as we're closing in on 4 minutes gone by in the third. And Ramsey now in front of Fort Lee by 29-24 margin. As we've mentioned, Ramsey will be the top overall seed in North 1 Group 2. They'll look to defend their sectional title that they won from a season ago. They will host 16 seed Sussex Tech on February 21st in their first playoff game. What a season it was last year for Coach Christensen and Ramsey. They went 24-5 overall. They won the North 1 Group 2 sectional title over Elmwood Park and eventually lost in the Group 2 state semifinals to Caldwell 47-38. This season, Ramsey started off red hot, winning their first 10 straight games. And they come into play here tonight, having won 6 out of their last 7. So both teams playing some of their finest basketball of the season as we turn the page from the regular season to the postseason. Bridgman trying to snap this scoring lull right now with 4:25 left to go in the third, 29-24. Bridgman scored 12 points in the first quarter, 10 in the second. The defense did a great job of limiting Ramsey's offense, but the Rams have solved it a bit here to start off the third. Vickers could not get that hook shot to fall. A steal by Devin Jang, and Jang unlucky, unable to get that left-hand layup to fall. Hochstein pushes the pace now into the front court as Ramsey works it around. Past the midway point of the third quarter, 29-24 Ramsey. Outscoring Fort Lee 9-2 to start off the third quarter. Stone, 8 points in the first half. Bernius has come alive here in the third. Stone up and under, left it short of the rim. Good rebound and defense by Max Greenberg. Greenberg gets it down the floor to Devin Jang. Jang with a crossover. Had a defender flying up in the air, did not force the shot. Dumped down low to Vickers. Vickers trying to go across the lane, some contact, but clean defense, no foul. Ramsey outlets it down the floor. Hochstein now getting it down low to Bernius on the baseline. Bernius burrows his way forward, but took an extra step to do so. Don't count the bucket. That's going to be a traveling violation and a turnover against Ramsey, with possession going back over to Fort Lee with 3:06 left to go in the third. Vickers feeding down low. Nice cut off ball by Greenberg, but he missed the lay-in attempt. That's now back-to-back missed layups by Fort Lee in the last couple of possessions. Something they cannot afford based on their struggles offensively against Ramsey here in the third quarter. Stone all the way to the rim, denied entry by Vickers. Another block for the Fort Lee big man. 2.5 minutes left to go in the third. Still it remains a 5-point margin in favor of Ramsey. Nirenberg with the defense extended by Valdez. Nirenberg goes right to the rim. Another block for Vickers. That goes out of bounds, though. Last touch off of Vickers, and possession will stay on this side of the floor for Ramsey. 2:20 left to go on this long sustained possession on offense. The Rams still comfortably in front. And that's going to be a backcourt violation after Owen Farley, the sophomore guard, caught it past the midcourt stripe. Turnover against Ramsey. So Fort Lee starting to extend their defense a little bit, and it's starting to look more and more like how they played in that first half. Now they got to get the offense going here. Vickers into the corner. There's Devin Jang. That three does not fall. Fort Lee was hoping for something to fall. Good press break there leads to another two-hand dunk by Michael Bernius. Bernius with 8 of his 15 points on the night here in this third quarter. Ramsey starting to distance themselves a little bit here from Fort Lee, 31-24. Jang driving with pivot foot, but his pass was stolen by Nirenberg. Nirenberg dribbles around Valdez and goes all his way to the rim. Nirenberg's first 2 points of the night. And Fort Lee with their largest deficit of the evening now at 9, 33-24. 1:20 left to go here in the third quarter. Again, Fort Lee has scored only 2 points all quarter long. Valdez no good on the reverse lay-in attempt. Bernius stretching it, Hochstein. And Ramsey is starting to pull away here. Ollie Hochstein now with 8 points. And the lead is double figures, 35-24. This is what Ramsey does to you. Defensively, they are so good that they know exactly how many points they need to. They're not an explosive offensive team, but when you have a suffocating defense like they do, you could afford to lose, or I should say win the low-scoring games. 49.6 seconds left to go in the third, and Fort Lee, again, has scored a grand total of 2 points in this entire third quarter. That was in a nice post move by Guy Vickers back early in the portion of the third quarter. 35-24. Mafe Murray is into the game for the first time off the bench for Fort Lee, number 3. Bernius looking to get it up top to Nirenberg. Ramsey elect to play for one final possession here in the third quarter with under 30 seconds left to go. Looks like Ramsey in no real rush. Again, no shot clock here in New Jersey. Doesn't force them to have to put up a shot here. They could just hold for one final possession. Ramsey has scored 15 points in this third quarter. They had a grand total of 20 points in the entire first half. And Vickers volleyballs that one away on the block shot after Stone was trying to uncork the three from the corner. 6 seconds left to go. That was an emphatic rejection by Guy Vickers. But Ramsey still with possession here. 6 seconds left to go. Nirenberg up top. Dumped down low. Foul line extension. Bernius shot no good. And Ramsey will still take an 11-point lead with them into the start of the fourth quarter. They hold Fort Lee to 2 points in that entire third quarter and outscore the Bridgmen 15-2 to stretch this deficit into now a double-digit lead. We head to the fourth quarter of play as you're watching Fort Lee Bridgmen Athletics, courtesy of the law offices of Deborah L. Pico, LLC, Sedona Tap House, the finest construction, the law offices of Mark J. Sokolich, and Fort Lee SC are proud sponsors here on YouTube. (35-24), the lead for Ramsey, trying to close in on what would be their 18th win of the season here tonight with, again, scheduled another matchup against Ramapo. I don't know if that game is going to be actually played because Ramapo has now made it to the Bergen County Jamboree Final. They'll be taking on Don Bosco Prep. We'll see if that game will actually happen or both teams will elect not to play it. Ramsey representing the Big North Patriot Division, Big North American Division for Fort Lee. That's out of bounds. A turnover to start off the fourth quarter for the Bridgmen as they try to establish the ball in the post to Vickers, who could not save it in time before it went out of bounds on the baseline. Ramsey trying to win for the 7th time in their last 8 games. Fort Lee trying to make it 6 straight wins heading into the postseason. Dan Long, Dimitri Nanis, thanks for joining us on the Fort Lee Athletics YouTube channel. Here's a push shot, 3 no good. Bernius cleans it up inside, rims in and out, but Bernius will have his hard work on the offensive boards pay off with a chance to add to his point total at the foul line with 7:13 left to go in the fourth quarter. Nave Murray picked up the foul, his first. As Bernius will miss on the foul shot. He's 1 of 3 at the foul line here tonight. Bernius sinks the second foul shot. 16 points on the night for the senior, who averages 10.7. Had only 4 points and 3 assists last year in the matchup against Fort Lee. Again, it was a 7-point win at home in Ramsey for the Rams. 36-24. I don't think we're getting to 50 points for either team in this one. Valdez watched by Stone. Valdez trying to get his offensive game going. Up top to Jang. Devin Jang playing in his final home game of his Fort Lee career. Jang dumps it down low to Vickers. Coming from the blind side was Farley. Valdez looking for an outlet. Picked up his dribble, so life is difficult right now. And is it going to be a timeout taken by Coach Schrager? It looks like that might be the case with 6:24 left to go in the fourth quarter. Fort Lee still with only 2 total points this entire second half. It's been all Ramsey since halftime as the Rams have taken control. 36-24 lead for the visitors. We thank you all for tuning in, not only for this game, but all those loyal supporters of Fort Lee Athletics throughout the course of this winter season, specifically this boys basketball season. We have been having a lot of fun getting a chance to highlight this play of this team this season. Murray high arcing 3, no good. Rebound caroms out in space to Sweeney. Getting a chance to once again broadcast Jack Riley Holiday Tournament just after Christmas. Last chance tournament that happens later on in January, just before the seeding of the Bergen County Jamboree and Bergen Invitational tournaments. So a lot of basketball on our broadcast airwaves this season, and we thank you for your support. We thank you for your kind words in support of all these broadcasts and helping showcase so many great student athletes around Bergen County. That is a clean stuff there by Vickers as Bernius tumbled out of bounds. Last touch off of Vickers. Well, Bernius has had a nice game with 16 points in this one. Guy Vickers has made his life rather difficult at the rim. He would have been over 20 points easily if not for Vickers, who's been a human rejection man inside. Nirenberg off the dribble on the baseline. Now he's looking for an outlet underneath the rim. I don't know what the call is from the official on the far side. Going to have an inbound underneath the rim for Ramsey. Up top, here's a 3 for Ramsey, no good. Tipped around, ball caromed out into space. It's going to be last touch off of Fort Lee. Good hustle on the play there by Owen Farley to create that second opportunity for the Rams with 5:14 left to go in the fourth quarter. 36-24 lead for Ramsey. 17-6 on the season. Defending sectional champs in North 1 Group 2. Taking on Fort Lee. Fort Lee senior night. Ramsey unable to save that one before it went out of bounds. Turnover forced by the Fort Lee defense. They'll get the ball right back to the Bridgman with 5:03 left to go in the fourth. Jacob Greenberg will come back onto the hardwood as Garib will take a seat. Vickers trying to spin around inside and force feed it to his teammate Jacob Greenberg. Now up top to Max Greenberg. Got fouled on the floor before he was in the act of shooting, so that foul will be the first foul against Ramsey here in the fourth quarter. With 4:45 left to go in the fourth, I should say, as Farley picks up his first. Greenberg around the horn. Here's Jang in the near side corner in front of our broadcast vantage point. Max Greenberg, a lot of contact, and now an offensive foul whistled against Greenberg as Bernius was set up underneath, awaiting Greenberg for kind of being caught in midair. Drawing the offensive foul, it's something that Ramsey has been so adept at doing. Greenberg's first personal foul, team second for Fort Lee. This Ramsey team, they have the defense to go far and defend their sectional championship. Will they have enough offense? That's going to be the question that I would have if they're trying to extend that run in the tournament past the state semifinals where they lost a season ago against Caldwell. Stone missed on the layup as he switched hands from the right to the left. Here's Valdez the other way. Valdez going coast to coast, but missed on the layup. That's at least 3 or 4 missed layups in this second half alone for Fort Lee, who again, fans, are still stuck on 2 total points in the second half as we're coming up on the final 3 minutes and change left to go in the fourth quarter. They had 22 points at halftime, led by 2. It's been a combination of outstanding Ramsey defense and unlucky shot making, or lack thereof, we should say, for Fort Lee. As Nyrenberg pulls it out, as watched by Valdez. Nyrenberg shifting gears, kicking out, corner 3, wide open, and splashing it home that time is Ramsey. That 3, the third 3 of the game for Matty Stone. He now reaches double figures with 11. And Ramsey's largest lead is 15, 39-24. Jang across the middle of the lane. Leaves it off for Valdez. Valdez stops, gives it over to Vickers, who has the only points of the second half, and that will continue for Fort Lee. The first 2 points of the fourth quarter for the Bridgemen. Guy Vickers up to 15 points, the hoop and the harm, and a chance at a traditional 3-point play. That foul went against Bernius, his second. Team second. And Vickers now to the line. 15-point performance for the 6'5 junior. He's going to be the nucleus of this Fort Lee team next season, as he'll be coming back for his senior campaign. Fort Lee's going to have to find some scoring from their guards in years to come after losing the likes of Devin Jang, who's been a mainstay in the varsity level for all 4 years of his career. Vickers with 16 points on the night. 39-27 lead now for Ramsey. Bernius goes right to the rim. He got it pinned against the glass, but they're going to call a foul against Vickers as Ramsey goes to help up Bernius. Vickers is upset with the call. He's thinking that that was a clean block against the backboard, but obviously the officials said that there was some body underneath instead of just the clean swat against the backboard. So Bernius will head to the foul line where he's 2 for 4 tonight. And he gets the shooter roll there in the back of the rim. 17 points now for Bernius. So Bernius was 17, Vickers was 16. The 2 big men having a good performance against one another here tonight. Bernius swishes home both foul shots. He's up to a game-high 18. 4 of 6 from the foul line. 41-27. 2:15 left to go in regulation. Jang knocks down a 3. His third 3 of the night. He's got 9 points. 41-30. Fort Lee trying to extend the pressure And a traveling violation against Ramsey, trying to move a little too quickly there with that full court pressure being administered. Looks like a timeout's going to be taken on the floor, possibly by Coach Christensen of Ramsey. 2:04 left to go in regulation, and Ramsey trying to hold on with a road victory. They're on top by 11, 41-30 here in East Gymnasium. Fort Lee's offense has finally started to percolate a little bit after being dormant for the majority of the second half. Guy Vickers and Devin Jang have led to a bit of a run here. Can they get enough stops on this side of the floor to make this one interesting and get their offense in gear? 41-30, 2 minutes left to go in this final game here at home this season. Dump down low to Vickers. Double team came to him. Bad angle, and he missed the shot. Fort Lee was trying to force the turnover. Instead, last touch out of bounds off the Bridgman. Full court pressure going to be administered here by Fort Lee with 1:48 left to go. They have only one more foul to give. Before then, it's going to be double bonus the rest of the way for Ramsey. Nirenberg watched by Valdez. Coming up on the final 90 seconds. That feed again, another block by Vickers, and that time met at the rim. It's going to be a foul against Guy, as once again Bernius was trying to clean up on the offensive rebound. Bernius with an 18-point performance, a chance to get to 20. That'll be the fourth personal foul against Vickers. So Vickers made the clean block against Matty Stone, but the ensuing follow-up by Bernius, he went right at Vickers, and again, the Fort Lee big man got called for the hack. Bernius has hit on his last 3 consecutive foul shot opportunities here in this fourth quarter alone. Make it 4 in a row. 19-point performance for Bernius, who was coming off a 19-point performance his last time out against Old Tapan. So now we have a stoppage here with 1:32 left to go. And I think it might be one fan that is either being asked to leave or is just being warned here. One of the officials not liking what he's hearing. 92 seconds left to go in regulation. Bernius will head back to the line again. He's hit on 4 in a row there, and now looking for his 20th point on the night. Bernius does just that, so coming off a 19-point performance, does one better. He's got 20. The final 90 seconds of play. 43-30, 13-point lead for Ramsey. Been all Rams in the second half, showing off that championship form. Vickers wrapped it around the defense. Jang working around to Valdez. Valdez across the lane, turnaround jump shot, no good. Rebounded by Hochstein with 1 minute left to go in regulation. He'll play it out to Matty Stone. Nirenberg. Across the lane, right to the rim, and is that a foul against Vickers? If so, that'll be his 5th personal foul. And it will be, as Guy Vickers has fouled out of this ballgame. Vickers will finish with 16 points, the leading scorer on the night for Fort Lee. And the technical foul also was issued as Vickers was coming off the floor after fouling out. Frustration setting in on the bench and also in the crowd. And that's something that Fort Lee's got to grow up on in seasons to come. You can't let your emotion play a part here. This game is out of reach already, but you're not going to earn yourself a good reputation with the officials if you complain and make comments, especially when you're out of the game already, as Nirenberg knocks down the first foul shot. As Nirenberg goes 1 of 2 at the line, he's got 3 points in this game. So now they're going to give him the 2 foul shots after he was fouled by Vickers. Nirenberg swishes home that foul shot. He's got 4 points on the night. Ramsey now stretching their lead to a 15-point margin. Nirenberg hits 3 out of the 4 foul shots in that trip with the 2 technical fouls as well as the 2 personal fouls. And 46-30 with 51.2 seconds left to go in regulation. As Ramsey on its way to their 18th win of the season, they'll go to 18-6 again. They are scheduled to take on Ramapo in their final regular season game of the year as Valdez will administer a foul. I don't know why, as that will once again send Nirenberg to the foul line to shoot 2. 48.7 seconds left to go in regulation. So Fort Lee's 5-game win streak will come to an end here tonight, and they will hit the road, though, to play at least one more time in the 2023-24 basketball season, as they will be taking on number 3 seed Colonia in the North 2 Group 4 sectional playoffs. As Bridgman will try to make a little noise in the postseason. Nirenberg missing on that foul shot, and loose ball tie-up. It will be possession arrow favoring Ramsey. 47-30 left to go here in regulation. 47.2 seconds left to go. Again, Ramsey's going to be your favorite in North 1 Group 2. Nice block at the rim there by Fort Lee. And Giratano. Best open in the corner for 3. June Best missing that one. Rebound secured by Farley, getting it over to Nirenberg. As Ramsey will just cross the timeline, and you have to think that the Rams are just going to dribble out the remaining time. So the Rams turned a 2-point halftime deficit into an eventual 17-point win. The seniors getting their salute, their final time playing here at home inside East Gymnasium. Ramsey with a win will go to 18-6 on the season, while Fort Lee will finish off 10-14 for their regular season, and again have a date with Colonia awaiting them in the postseason. So that'll do it for our broadcast coverage of this entire 2023-24 winter sports season. Thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in, whether it be throughout the boys basketball, girls basketball, or wrestling seasons. We thank you for your support of all these proud student athletes here at Fort Lee, as well as all the opposition that came in here to East Gymnasium this season. It has been an honor and a privilege yet again to broadcast as one of the voices here of Fort Lee athletics all season long, not only in the fall and in the winter. I'd like to personally thank Dimitri Nanis for all these amazing opportunities to work alongside him, as well as to broadcast these games, along with Renee Matisic, who's normally been on the broadcast as the camera operator. Thank you so much. We're looking forward to being back for the spring. I'll look forward to being back next fall for Fort Lee Athletics here on YouTube. Take care, everybody, and enjoy yourselves here the rest of the winter.